to MBTI Learning Channel. I am Francis Ocho, your mathematics instructor. Our topic is profit and loss. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to 1. Distinguish between profit and loss. Compute profit and loss when selling price and cost price are given. Calculate profit percent given profit and cost price. Calculate loss percent given loss and cost price. You should be able to also compute cost price when profit or loss percent and selling price are given. You should be able to compute selling price when profit or loss percent and cost price are also given. Let me relate some small terms or some few terms to you as far as profit and loss is concerned. We have something we call cost price and also selling price. The question is, what is cost price? Now, cost price, as can be seen on the screen, the price at which an item is purchased. The price at which an item is purchased. Now, what about selling price? As can be seen on the screen, selling price is also the price at which an item is sold. We all know very well that every buyer or every producer, or in other words, every seller or somebody who buys and sells want to make profit. But sometimes it is not always the case. Anything at all is possible of happening, so you can also run at a loss. Profit. What is profit? We are going to relate profit to the two terms that I've already mentioned. That is the cost price and the selling price. As can be seen on the screen, when one mentions profit or gain, is selling price being greater than that of cost price. When your selling price is more than that of your cost price, then you end up making a profit or a gain. And that goes for the vice versa for loss, as can be seen on the screen. When your cost price is greater than that of your selling price. Please remember this. Anytime you have a selling price being more than that of the cost price, then automatically you make a profit or a gain. And it vice versa for loss. When your cost is more than that of your selling price. In order to understand this or to do or easily perform your calculations for this profit and loss, we have some formulae that will aid your understanding as far as this particular topic is concerned. As can be seen on the screen, let's start with the profit formulae. Profit, as I told you, or as I mentioned earlier, relating it to the two terms of cost price and selling price. Anytime your selling price is greater than that of the cost price, you end up making profit. So as can be seen on the screen, profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. Selling price minus cost price will give us profit. And with that formula, we can be able to deduce some two formulae from that. Profit being equal to selling price minus cost price, we can calculate our selling price from that equation, or that formula, or that relation. And that of the cost price as well. So as can be seen on the screen, we have cost price being equal to selling price minus profit. That is from the first formula, which is profit being equal to selling price minus cost price. Once again, From the first formula, that is profit equal to selling price minus cost price, we can also calculate cost price being equal to, or cost price formula will look like what you can see on your screen. That is selling price being equal to cost price plus profit. When you are being given profit and then that of cost, and you are being asked to calculate your profit percent, we also have a formula that can make your work a little bit easier or faster to calculate. And as can be seen on the screen, profit percent is also equal to profit over cost price times 100%. Once again, with that formula, we can also deduce selling price from that. And that will also give us, as can be seen on the screen, 100 plus profit percent divided by 100 times cost price. With that same formula as well, that is you having your profit percent being equal to profit over cost price times 100, we can also deduce cost price from that, as we did for selling price. And that will also give us 100 over 100 plus profit percent times your selling price. That is to say, the question will give you your profit percent and then that of your cost to calculate the selling price. With this formula that we have on the screen, what I expect from you is to try as much as possible to have them at your fingertips, because we don't have a mathematical table for it as of now. And you will not be given this formula, meaning you should have them at your fingertips. And at any given time t, when you are called upon to use any of them, you can easily recall and then make use of it. Please try or find your own way of trying to get them at your fingertips. They look alike, and they are so simple also to grab. Let's look at loss formula. As I said, we are looking at profit and loss. I'm giving you this formula to aid your calculation. Just like that of the profit. With loss, when your cost price is greater than that of the selling price, you end up getting loss. So with that, or with these two terms, the formula for loss will give us, or will be equal to, as you can see on the screen, cost price minus selling price. And with this relation, we can also deduce cost price formula from it, as can be seen on the screen, loss plus selling price. We can also deduce selling price from that same formula, and that will also give us cost price minus loss. Once again, we can also compute loss percent from that, or we have a formula for calculating loss percent. As you can see on the screen, selling price is equal to 100 minus loss percent divided by 100 times cost price. This means that you will be given your loss, or the loss percent, and then out of the cost price. And with that, you can be able to calculate your selling price. Again, we can be able to calculate our cost price when our selling price and then that of loss percent are also given. And its formula will also be 100 minus loss percent times your selling price, as can be seen on the screen. These are formulae that, as I said earlier, you need to have them at your fingertips. Don't forget what I said. We don't have any mathematical table that you can refer to. So you have to find your own ways of having them at your fingertips. Now let's see how we can apply these formulae. Let's start with example or question number 1. A trader bought a bag for 50 Ghana cedis. and sold it for 80 Ghana cedis. A trader bought a bag for 50 Ghana cedis and sold it for 80 Ghana cedis. The question is, find his profit. Profit percent. Here we have, or we've been given the cost of the bag, and again the selling price of the bag. This trader buys and sells. So with the help of our formula, we can easily do or calculate this profit and then that of the profit percent. As can be seen on the screen, the cost price of the bag is 50 Ghana cedis. The selling price of this same bag is 80 Ghana cedis. Don't forget what I said. He buys or she buys and sells. So the cost for the bag is 50. The selling price is also 80. Now, with the help of our formula, we can be able to calculate this. So, what will be the formula? As can be seen on the screen, profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. We've been given selling price of the bag, and we've also been given cost price of the same bag. So by substitution, we will get profit being equal to 80 minus 50. And that will give us 30 Ghana cedis. So that is to say, the trader made a profit of 30 Ghana. Now, the question says we should calculate for the profit percent. We are now going to express this quantity in a percentage form. As can be seen on the screen, the formula for profit percent is also equal to profit over cost price times 100%. By substitution, we will get 30 over 50 times 100. The 30 is our profit, and then the 50 is also our cost price. Then we multiply it to 100. And then that will give us 60%. So simple to calculate, isn't it? Let's take one more question. Question number 2, as can be seen on the screen. A woman bought 500 pineapples for 20 Ghana cedis. She sells all the pineapples for 30 Ghana. She bought them at 20 and sold them at 30 Ghana cedis. The question is now find her profit percent. But we all know that before you can calculate for profit percent, you need to have, first of all, your profit and then that of the cost price. We already know cost price. And the question has also given us selling price. So with these two terms, we can compute our profit. And based on that, the profit percent can also be calculated. As can be seen on the screen, the cost price is equal to 20, selling price 30 Ghana, and with the help of the profit formula, that is selling price minus cost price. And by substitution, that will give us 30 minus 20. The 30 is the selling price, the cost price is 20 Ghana cedis, and that will give us 10 Ghana as her profit. But that is not what we are to calculate. The question says we should calculate for her profit percent. So with the help of the formula, as can be seen on the screen, profit percent is equal to profit over cost price times 100. And by substitution, we will have 10 over 20 times 100. And that will give us 50%. Meaning the woman made 50% from selling the 500 pineapples. Question number 3, as can be seen on the screen. The cost of a calculator is 50 Ghana cedis. It was sold for 45 Ghana cedis. Find the loss percent. We have the cost, or we've been given the cost and then that of the selling price. So with this, we can easily also calculate the loss percent as is expected of us. But we first of all need to calculate our loss before we can be able to calculate our loss percent, because that hasn't been given. But with the help of the selling price and the cost price, that can be done. As can be seen on the screen, we have our formula on the board, on the screen, that is loss being equal to cost price minus selling price. And by substitution, our loss percent will be equal to 5/50 times 100%. And then that will give us 10% with the help of your calculator. Question number 4, as can be seen on the screen. A man sold a phone for 600 Ghana cedis and made a profit of 30%. Find the cost price. Now, with this, we've been given selling price and then that of profit percent. So with the help of your formula, you can easily calculate the cost price. As we can see from the screen, our cost price is equal to 100/100 plus profit percent times selling price. And by substitution, we will have cost price being equal to 100/100 plus 30 times 600. And then that will give us 100/130 times 600. And we have 461 Ghana cedis, 54 pesos. You could see that with the formula, life becomes so easy, isn't it? That is why I said earlier that try as much as possible to have the formulae at your fingertips, because we don't have them in the mathematical tables. Let's pick another example or another question. That is question number 5. A cook at the Golden Tulip spent 500 Ghana cedis in preparing 5 balls of banku for sale. If he wishes to make a profit of 60%, how much should he sell a ball of banku? With the help of the formula given, you can be able to calculate or predict your profit that you want to make. Now, as can be seen from the screen, selling price is equal to 100 plus profit percent over your 100 times cost price. The profit has already been given, and that is 60%. The cost price too has also been given, and that is 500 Ghana cedis for the 5 balls of banku that he wants to produce. Now, by substitution, that will give us 100 plus 60 over 100 times 500, and this will give us 800 Ghana cedis. This is the selling price for the 50 balls of banku. But the question said we should calculate the selling price for each of the ball of banku. And this 800 Ghana cedis is for selling price for all the 5. For all the 50 balls. So what do? We just have to divide this amount by the total balls to be able to get each ball, how to sell one ball to achieve the 60%. From the screen, the selling price of a ball of banku will give us 800 divided by 50. And that will yield 16 Ghana cedis, 00 pesos. So easy to calculate, isn't it? Let's pick our last example or our last question under profit and loss. Question number 6. Mr. Abedu buys egg at 20 Ghana per crate of 30 eggs. He finds that 20% of the eggs are broken, but sells the rest at 15 Ghana a dozen. Find his profit percent. Don't be so confused about the question you see on your screen. You just have to analyze it very well with the knowledge you have in percentages and apply them to solve this question. Now, as you can see on the screen, the cost price of a crate of egg that Abedu bought was 20 Ghana cedis. But we were told that 20% of the eggs got broken, but at the end, if he was able to sell the rest at 15 Ghana per dozen. As can be seen from the screen, 20% of the 30 eggs, that is the crate, will give us 20 over 100 times 30, and that is 6 eggs. So this means that 6 eggs were broken. And don't forget, a crate of egg is 30. So if 6 are broken, we can easily do our small calculation and then get the number of eggs that are not broken, that he was able to sell them per dozen or at a dozen for 15 Ghana cedis. As can be seen on the screen, the remaining eggs for sale is equal to 30 minus the 6. That is the 20% of the broken eggs. And that will give us 24. But there was a condition that he sold 15 Ghana cedis a dozen. And then the number of eggs we have now are 24. This means that eggs for a dozen, as can be seen on the screen, will give us 24 divided by 12. That is, a dozen is 12. And that will give us 2 dozen. So with this, a dozen, he sold it for 15 Ghana cedis. So if I have 24, meaning I have 2. So you multiply 2 times your 15, as can be seen on the screen. And then that will give us the selling price to be 30 Ghana cedis. So you see, a little analysis of the question can take you to the promised land. That is calculating the selling price. But the question is, we are to calculate for the profit percent that Mr. Abedu made. Now, we now know our selling price for the remaining eggs. We know the cost price for the entire crate of egg. So we can easily move into or calculate our profit percent. Because now we know the selling price, we know the cost price. And we know that profit percent is equal to profit over cost price times 100, as can be seen on the screen. And we can also compute our profit from that aspect. That is using selling price minus cost price. And by substitution, as can be seen on the screen, our profit will be 10 Ghana. So when we substitute that into the profit percent formula, that will give us 10 over 20 times 100, as can be seen on the screen. And that will give us 50%. Even though 20% of the crate of eggs were broken, Mr. Abedu managed to sell the remaining and made a profit of 50%. I believe you've learned so much from this particular topic. Keep practicing.